put this away to get us going. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. Here from the shotgun. Moves the ball up to the 30.
I'll take that every single time. Offensive line does a nice job up front. This back's vision and ability to get positive yards by lowering his pads on full display right there.
Offense getting set. Second down play here. Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. Grab down the middle, it's Williams. Tackle's made, but not before he makes the 43-yard line. This drive is going now. That's a nice pickup there. They find some space in the zone and pick up the first down.
Yeah, really nice call here, Chris, to be able to pick up this first down on this drag route. The quarterback does a nice job of being patient, waiting for that window to open up in that zone, and he put it right on the money for the receiver to have a chance to not just catch it, but eventually get the first. This is a nice job by this defense. They saw option, actually forced the quarterback to pull the ball on the read, and then they corral him for a loss. You can tell they worked hard on that in practice.
Offense behind the 6 now on 2nd and 11 after the wing-out loss. They'll change the pre-snap look now. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Fires it down the middle. And he's got it down there inside the 45. You make the tackle, but not before he gets all the way to the 30.
Man, another big-time catch by a Clemson wide receiver. How long have you and I been saying that, seems like, over the years? Going back to Sammy Watkins and DeAndre Hopkins and Mike Williams and Hunter Renfrow and T. Higgins, all those guys on to the NFL having great careers, and now watching these players today in that same Clemson uniform making those big plays.
They bring him down at the 18. The offense set up in the red zone with a first down.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see as an offense to open up a football game. Everything seems to be working, whether they're running the football, as we saw right there, able to protect, throw the football with timing and rhythm. Everything on full display for this offense to let this defense know they can do.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Clemson. That is an impressive start, Kirk. In an emotional game like this, to be so efficient, to click like that early is impressive.
Well, it's very impressive and a great way to start for this team because all the build-up and all the hype, now you can just settle in and play your game.
And the PAT is good. So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. He's going to try for a return from a couple of yards deep in the end zone. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line. Good job by the coverage team. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. Fighting off the defender. Tackle made after a solid gain to spot the ball for 31.
And when your quarterback can run the football like this, it puts so much pressure on the defense. The defense coordinator spent all week preparing his unit to be able to stop this offense. But when this quarterback's able to pull it down and pick up yards like that, it's an extra headache for the defense to have to deal with.
And that run is good for first down yardage. A new set of downs for this offense. Looking to throw. It's King. It's Haynes. And that stiff arm will help on the first down.
Well, we're early in this game. It's about confusing the defense when you see that same formation to get them looking for it again.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. And it's incomplete. The defensive pressure affected his throw that time. Well, Kirk, you played in plenty of rivalry games. How do they feel different from the others?
Well, Chris, rivalry games, and depending on who the coach is, this is a game you think about all year. You know, you're working out in the weight room. You're doing drills in summer two-a-days. Everything is focused on getting to this game and playing your very best.
Going again on 2nd and 10. And this time it's complete. And wrap up after the completion just short of the first down marker.
Boy, Chris, great timing here with the quarterback against that zone defense, waiting just at the right time to deliver it into that window to pick up a nice gain.
An important 3rd down attempt for this offense. Now runs it here. That's the running back with the ball. He is stuffed at the line. It's going to bring up 4th down.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. Less than a yard to go here on 4th down. The offense is going to go for it. Play action, looking to throw. Rivers quickly to the left side. This guy is enough for a first down. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. No chance to catch him here. Tight end is a matchup nightmare for this defense. They made him pay that time.
This tight end is so dangerous. He's trying to remind his quarterback, hey, guys, don't forget about me. Receivers are getting most of the attention from the secondary. I bet now they're going to be a lot more focused on what this guy can do.
Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Clemson offense is back out there. They reached the end zone the last time out, trying to do the same thing here. They'll run it here. And one takes it across the 30-yard line.
It's a good, solid game, 5 or 6 yards. Love to see that from the running game.
And he makes it 2nd and medium. It's Klubnik. It's Williams. Tackle made to the 41. That's a nice gain, getting closer to midfield.
I love the call here by the offensive coordinator, getting this wide receiver involved early in the game. Obviously a long way to go, but you want this receiver to make a big impact today and get his confidence established early.
The short hands. It's Davidson. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
Wow, they get positive yards here. I have the sense they wanted a little bit more with that pitching coach.
Pass complete. It's 2nd down now. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. And they try the middle, but stuck for no gain.
It was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fits, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
What will the call be on 3rd and long now from the 44? Back, we're going to throw for the first down. Fires it to the wideout. Makes a diving grab there. That was beautiful.
Boy, this is a big play by this offense. They go on the post route. It's a perfectly run route. It looks like the ball is going to be overthrown, but how about the receiver laying out to bring that one in for the big game?
Pulls it in. It's Davidson. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass.
This is what you love to see, right? Quarterback does a nice job of looking and finding his open receiver, and he waits to the last possible second. In fact, Chris, he gets hit as he gets that ball out of his hands. So good job of showing some strength, and a good job of throwing with accuracy as he's taking that hit.
And the quarterback keeps it on the option. Going toward the end zone. Refusing to be brought down. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, there it is, Chris. One of the most dangerous plays in college football, the option. What's even more dangerous, as a defender, you have no clue if he's going to pull it, tuck it, throw it. That time, he took it himself, fooling the defense all the way to the end zone.
He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. And for the first play of the drive, they'll set up at the 16. To the air. It's King. The receiver. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
Well, they don't pick up the first down here, but if you can use the quick passing game to stay ahead of the chains, it definitely helps your offense. And if that defense starts to creep up and take that away, that's when you can take a shot downfield.
That completion sets up a second down play. There's the snap. They'll set up the throw. Pressure is coming. The pass is caught. Great move in the open field. They bring him down, but the drive has now reached the 35.
How about the offense here dialing up a good zone here? Let's give credit to the coordinator for calling the right play at the right time, and the receiver finding the hole in that zone.
First down here for this offense. From the shotgun, drops back. He's going to heave it deep right down the middle. Way downfield for a huge gain.
Boy, just a great job by this quarterback of being able to put this ball up in the air to give his receiver a chance to time that up perfectly for a huge gain for the offense.
We've got an exciting quarterback duel in the making here as we check the first quarter stats. The offense will quickly spend a timeout here after the play. So here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. To throw, it's King. Wide open downfield. They finally tackle him at the 4. It's a solid gain on the pitch and catch.
How about the arm strength from this quarterback? He really didn't have any other option than to put it right in there and give it everything that he had. Great timing and a good job of squeezing that in between the defenders.
The Yellow Jackets line up with a first and goal.
Six propane! Let's go! Cookie!
And the quarterback drops back, looking for an open man. launching one to the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Jags.
What a beautiful post route right over the top, and it splits this defense for 6 points. Great recognition by the quarterback to see the void in the middle third of the secondary and confidently deliver that strike.
Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. Each offense has been clicking, scoring touchdowns in their last possessions. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. Delivers quickly to the left side. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time.
This is why this Clemson offense is so tough to defend. You get caught up in the running game, the threat of the quarterback as a potential run threat. You leave yourself one-on-one, and then he can make these throws downfield to dynamic playmakers on the perimeter.
One play moves the ball to the 44. It'll be first down. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Gets rid of it on the move. With the catch, it's Moore. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion. Short completion there. Second down coming up. It's Moore. He'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the Tigers come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. To throw, it's Klubnik. Finds his man, it's Moore.
Well, the defense didn't have any time at all to get pressure on the quarterback. He gets the ball out of his hands pretty quickly on the hitch to the receiver.
Second down after that previous play. And he'll set up to throw. He's running out of time here. Behind the line, it's Davidson. You bring him down to the 27. This offense really threatening now.
Chris, it really looked to me like those linebackers in zone coverage had their eyes in the backfield looking at the quarterback. They lost the running back sneaking out on that angle route. And I thought the quarterback did a nice job of waiting, being patient, and then making a nice throw for a first down.
On first and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. The receiver grabs it. Brought down very quickly. Not much to show for that completion. They find the slot receiver on a drag route that time.
Yeah, you don't really see this very often from a slot receiver on this drag route, but a nice call here, nice little wrinkle. Quarterback does a nice job of waiting for him to clear the traffic and then found him for a nice gain.
Hand off to the single back. Okay, it heads out of bounds, but the pickup was good enough to move the chains. First down.
And that's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. Don't forget, good blocking up front by the big fellas. And this running back, he just seems to have a nose for that first down marker. A few more runs like this, and he's going to be getting into a rhythm for sure.
The Tigers are in the red zone. Out of the shotgun, you'll hand it off. You'll try to run inside, but nowhere to go.
I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What's an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, challenging to try to come up with that first down.
Back to throw. It's Klubnik.
Down he goes. It's a sack. I love this defense and how they're playing some man coverage. And let's face it, when you do that, it's a bit risky. You can leave your defensive backs out there on islands. With a good combination of good coverage, with a good pressure on the quarterback, and you come up with sacks like this.
Looking to throw it on third and very long. This one says through the back of the end zone and incomplete.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on fourth down. Yeah, it's a missed opportunity for some points here. The way they were moving the football, I thought maybe a touchdown at the very least, 3 points, but instead he shanks it.
So the first play of the drive coming up here. Under 3 minutes to play before half. That's a design quarterback keeper. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Rough start to the drive. They lose 4. Makes it now 2nd down and 14. Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. Taking a deep shot here. And it's hauled in. Catch made way downfield.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. Let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big game.
First down now at the 49. One huge play has got this offense out near midfield and threatening. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Looking downfield. It's King. Looks to the left for a quick throw. In space. They get him down, but the game moves the ball to the 37.
That's what makes this tight end so dangerous. You can flex him out into that slot position. He shows you his versatility. He can be an inline guy that can block, but here he shows you what he can do with his hands.
And the Yellow Jackets starting a new series here on 1st and 10. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. Throws to the tight end. Catch is made. Almost stop at the 4. Great catch and run.
Well, a big play here by the quarterback and the receiver. By having an opportunity to make that big play, now they have a chance to put the ball in the end zone.
The Yellow Jackets trying to punch it in. It's 1st and goal.
Ready. Finish it up. Forward base base. Forward base base. Get in there. I need the end zone or I'm going home. All the way. All the way.
Looking to throw it again. Launching one to the end zone. He makes the catch. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Well, what a job by the offensive coordinator going to that 5 wide receiver set, creating the one-on-one matchups, finding the most favorable matchup, and then going to that receiver for the score.
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there and booted away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback will start at the 25. So here we go. First play of the drive, under 2 minutes before halftime. Looking to throw. It's Klubnik. Right behind the line. It's Davidson.
Chris, one of the things I love about this running back, it's not just this defense trying to defend him running the football. As you can see here early in his game, trying to get him involved in the passing game. Great call.
Pass caught on second down. Looking for a gap. It's Davidson. He goes nowhere. Stop cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, you see this with a lot of backs. There's a tendency to want to try to bounce it to the outside. Now, sometimes the play calls for it, but you know the coaches are telling them to follow the blockers and execute the plan.
They're going to throw for it on third and short. Moving sticks. It's Williams. Good enough for first down yardage. And the Tigers come to the line in a hurry up. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. On first and 10, looking to throw. Running out of time in the pocket. And he's got it! A diving catch way downfield. And a timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. The offense really clicking here. On first and 10, they'll look to throw it. Lets it go quickly. And it's incomplete. The defender around the same time as the football. And now second down.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
Following the incompletion, second and 10 from the 30. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Looking for the wideout. Makes the grab and keeps the foot in bounds. That's going to be enough for a first down. Great play.
Well, that's exactly what you need to do as a receiver in these kind of situations near the end of the half. Get some positive yards, but also stopping the clock is just as important.
First down and goal. Can the defense force a field goal and keep the lead at halftime? Offense will keep it on the ground here. Couldn't quite get there. Brought down at the 2. The offense will now quickly spend a timeout. The offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. Designed for the run. He brought down at the line with that big defensive tackle. So a timeout is called to talk strategy. Maybe time for one or two more plays before halftime. Let's see what they can do here. Third down and goal from the 1. So early movement from the offense. They'll push him back 5. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. So 8 plays into this drive now. It's third and goal. Scanning the field. It's Klubnik. Looking to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Clemson.
Well, that's how you close a half up. But what a game we have already here. Looks like we're going to be all tied up heading into half after this throw for 6.
And they're able to tack on the extra point. The BAT ties the game here in the second quarter now. So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. And that kick will just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start at the 25. This will likely be the last play of the half. Looking to throw it on first down. Catch made on the left side. So that wraps up a wild first half. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here, take a break. Be back for the second half soon. The Tigers will kick this away to begin the second half. And it's fielded. Returner trying to make something happen. He's tackled at the 21. That's for the drive to start. And here comes the Georgia Tech offense back out on the field. They're looking for some points to jump on top here as we get the third quarter going. And looking to throw now on first down. The receiver makes the catch. Tremendous toughness here. They bring him down, but the drive has now reached the 35.
This defense has got to be aware of these quick throws to these wide receivers. They're lucky he didn't come up with more yards.
Come and see this.
The drive stays alive with that completion for a first down. Dropping back, it's King. Physical defending, that one falls incomplete, brings up second down.
Well, this quarterback and his receivers have got to get on the same page. They've got to find a rhythm if they want to move the ball down the field.
So second and 10 after the previous play.
You can make a play here. Just be patient. Just take it to him.
Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Quick throw to his receiver. Oh, it's incomplete. That's a good job of the defender to break that up.
Chris, as this game evolves every year with college football, we see more and more versions of some kind of spread offense. It puts so much pressure on this linebacker position because they're asked to do so much. This linebacker is able to sit back in zone, be comfortable in space, make the right read, and be able to be in place to knock the ball away.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Fires it to the right. Pass is caught on a comeback.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on third down, get him the ball.
And the Yellow Jackets looking to keep this drive rolling. That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab, plenty of room to run. The breaks clear down the right side. Brings up the race. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. And that will give them the lead now.
Such a well-designed play here by this offense to find a way to get the ball to the gifted tight end. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's a difficult matchup, and here he shows he's got the speed to take it all the way into the end zone for that touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. And the powerful Crimson offense is back out there. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. That's a fly to the right out. He's wide open, look out. Tackle is made, but it's good for a first down at the 47.
Well, you could tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that in route no matter what. He hits it for a nice gain.
Nice game, moves the ball to the 47. Another first down. Over the middle, it's Moore. They make the stop at the 34, but suddenly this offense is in scoring position now. First down.
Great play call by the offensive coordinator. Outstanding job of executing by the quarterback. With the defense trying to stop the run, the quarterback felt that, made a nice throw to the receiver. Look at this result. Some positive yards.
Timeout called by the defense, their first of the half, as they try to make some adjustments here. Great start to the drive. Back-to-back explosive plays, and now another first down. Off the play fake on first down. Going to try to use his legs here. Finding space at the 20. Quarterback gets down to avoid the tackle.
Man, nothing is more aggravating for a defensive coordinator than this right here. You've got him. You've got a chance to make a play on him, take him out of his rhythm, but instead, this guy gets away from that pressure, tucks it, and picks up some big yards.
Takes the handoff. It's Davidson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup.
Job here of converting by this offense, and let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot.
Touchdown, Tigers. Still no answer for this offensive machine. Kicking team on now for the extra point.
Chris, it's a great touchdown run here by this back, but the continuity of this offensive line was on display, and that's the reason he was able to get into the end zone.
Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And the return starts just inside the end zone. And the returner steps out at the 16-yard line. Here comes the Georgia Tech offense back out on the field. The last drive, the passing game, very effective, moving right down the field. And the defense make adjustments. Short pass finds the tight end. That's a solid game, moves the ball out to the 28. He broke up for over 150 yards, so he just put on a huge show on a big stage.
Yeah, every time he seems to get his hands on the football, he's making big plays. They have built their offense around his playmaking ability, and it's paid off today.
Let's get juice.
Back to throw. It's King. Catch made by the tight end. He was a load to bring down. Finally, a strong tackle by the cornerback gets him. Well, the huge hit there, you half expected to see the ball come loose, but a great job to hang on to it.
Boy, great concentration by the tight end to be able to come up with that catch, but the defense showing how physical they are. When that tight end gets his hands on the ball, they are going to lower the boom.
Here's the second down play.
Let's get a few yards on this play. Let's keep those sticks moving.
Here's a quick throw off the play fake. The Yellow Jackets pick up enough yardage for a first down. Looking to throw again. That's really weird. It's Haynes. Breaking free at the 35. He's in the clear down the right side. He's on the head. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. He wins the footbase to the end zone.
Just how dangerous is this offense? Of course, you know about the receivers, those vertical shots, but here's an example. You get the ball and the running back out in space, takes it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
Scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Kick bounces out of the back to the end zone for a touchback. Okay, the Clemson offense has back launch it into the end zone the last time. Let's see if this defense has made some adjustments to stop him this time. Wide open downfield. Here he goes. At the 20. Forced out of bounds after a big gain. This offense set up with a first down.
Man, this defense has got to do a better job. It's one thing to give up a completion, but all those yards after the completion are what can really hurt you as a defense.
This offense showing their explosive ability. One huge play, and they're set up in the red zone. Looking to throw it from the red zone. It's Davidson. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain in that completion.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a third and long. Dropping back. It's Klubnik. He's got it near the end zone. And he scores. Touchdown, Clemson. That's another strike for his quarterback, Kirk. He is having himself a day.
This guy's just having one of those days you dream about against the secondary. Let's also give credit to the wide receivers doing a nice job of getting open, and the big fellas up front giving him enough time to throw.
Turner looking to make a play here. Will be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And the Georgia Tech offense is back out there. This has gotten fun. A bunch of scoring back and forth in the second half. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Receiver makes the grab. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that ball to you. You take it, get the ball. It's picked off. He tried to fire the ball into the tight window. Look out, he's in the clear. Touchdown, Tigers. Pick six could be a game changer. And a pick six, a monster play by this defense, Kirk. That defender showed a lot of athletic ability there with the ball in his hands. I wouldn't be surprised if the head coach watching that thought about maybe giving him some reps as a returner after that touchdown.
Bring it together.
And he's going to bring this out from a couple yards into the end zone. And he's brought down at the 16 with the better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. For the first play of the drive, they'll set up at the 16. Pre-snap motion from the offense. Offense stops the clock with their second timeout to talk strategy. The offense with three tight ends now on first down, trying to create a mismatch. Play action here on first down. Bringing pressure. That is broken up and incomplete.
Chris, we're all guilty of this. We all look at the big plays, the quarterbacks, the offense, how many points, how many yards. Sometimes we overlook the most important aspect of the game, the offensive line. You've got to do a good job consistently protecting the quarterback, and it all comes down to the offensive line. And here, they hurry the quarterback, and they blow up the play.
Offense lines up for a second down play off the incompletion. Looking to pass. It's
Chris, I think I can hear him calling out blocks after that pick. Or was it the defensive coordinator next door up here in the booth? Either way, they were looking to score after coming up with that interception. The offense, if they did anything right, it was keeping him out of the end zone.
And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. Remember, last time they scored a touchdown. Can they keep clicking here, or the defense come up with a stop? Has him back to the end zone. Tackle down at the 3-yard line after an excellent run.
How about that offensive line? That's just getting a hat on a hat, opening just enough room for the back to be able to get through there for a big gain.
And the Tigers come to the line with 1st and goal. Here's the option play. He'll pitch it. Brought down quickly after the pitch. The defense reading that option very well.
That's how you defend the option. Take the quarterback away and then use your speed to bring the pitch back down.
Ball running the 6 for 2nd and goal up that loss. He keeps it on the design run. It's Esther Middle to get stuck. That one goes nowhere.
Well, that's what we call assignment football by the defense. They took away the back inside, and there's a perfect play to be able to stop an athletic quarterback on the option.
Great job by the defense so far. It's 3rd and goal from a long way out. And the ball is handed off to the shotgun. He's swarmed by the defense. So far, we have been true to a serious quarterback duel. Both these guys putting on a show so far. We're set now for the 4th quarter. Who is going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? So on 4th down, it's an all-important field goal attempt. Hold your breath here. He's got it, no problem. And that will extend their lead even further. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
He's going to bring it out of the end zone from a couple yards deep. And he's brought down at the 16. Would have been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Georgia Tech offense back out on the field. No surprise they're in a hole here. They've given the football away in each of the last 2 possessions. The gain is 3. Now it's 2nd down and 7.
Hat on a hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you can get positive yards on 1st down, that's a win.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Looking to pass. It's King. Taking a shot deep down the right side. Catch made. Big play. They bring him down, but not before an explosive play through this offense through the air. And the Yellow Jackets beginning to crank up the tempo a bit. First down. Looking to throw the football. His 3rd goal of the day. He's bringing it back. Touchdown, Clemson. The defense produces 6 points.
Well, it's just something freeing when you have this kind of lead and you can just turn the defense loose. Getting aggressive pays off for them here. They get the interception. And what athletic ability there to take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
An extra point up and good makes it a 3-score game, up 17 here in the 4th. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. He'll bring it out from his end zone. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line. Good job by the coverage team. Comes the Georgia Tech offense back out on the field. The first job here, protect the football. turnovers on back-to-back possessions. Looking for his big tight end. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the punt.
Chris, here we are in the fourth quarter. These guys are trailing. Had been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys out.
Pass rush closing in. That's incomplete. Even on a first down pass attempt, he felt heavy pressure.
Well, this defensive coordinator has been all over it, mixing up the looks, doing a good job of getting pressure on this quarterback there. Almost a sack. They hit him right as he's releasing the ball, almost coming up with another turnover. Just a dominating day for this defense.
Now it's second down here. To throw, it's King. Defense is coming after him. Here comes third and long. Trailing in the game. Giving up that sack earlier could prove to be decisive. Now in third and very long, looking to throw. Just standing there, gets hit again.
Chris, I'm really surprised by the way this game has turned out. That's another sack by this defense. They've done such a great job of preparing a plan to get ready for one of the top quarterbacks in the country. They've kept him out of sync, applied pressure, and a big part of the reason they're enjoying this lead right now.
Good effort by the return man. They get him down, but that's a solid gain on the return. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. They moved it last time, but settled for a chip shot, looking to find the end zone this time. On the run, it's Randall. Just a short gain this time. They're going to get him down.
It's exactly what you want to see as a play caller. You get positive yards to be able to kind of keep you on schedule as a play caller. That's all you can ask for. Good job up front and a nice run.
Second down play coming up. On the shotgun, it's a handoff. Picks up the first, looking for more. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a first down.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line in the running game here to be able to secure a victory. Good call, and just keep working that clock.
Quarterback making adjustments down to what the defense is showing. Handing off on the draw play. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a second and 2.
Oh, this defense, if there's any chance of getting back in this game, you can't give up a big game like this on first down.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Trying to flex the ground game here. That takes a handoff. There's the tackle button. First down yardage.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave them a chance at a really nice gain.
This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. Grinding away on the ground. He picks up 9, so just short of the first down. Second and 1.
Now you're starting to see this defense, I think, wear down now that we're in the fourth quarter. It's been a tough day for them, and the offense is taking advantage of it. A lot of positive plays. Good job of eating as much clock as they can here on this drive in the fourth quarter.
He shreds the tackle. Breaks the tackle to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
Chris, that play just didn't have much of a chance at all from the snap. Quarterback hands this off and just nowhere to go. It's almost like the defense was anticipating the play call, and they put themselves in a position to come up with a nice tackle for a loss.
So the offense faces third and short from the plus 26. Might be 4-down territory, but let's see what the call is here. That's out on the pitch. And they bring him down, but not before he picks up the first. Good execution on the option.
Well, it wasn't necessarily pretty or a game changer, but those option plays are sometimes best used to just get enough to just get a first down. I think that was the thinking on this last play. The defense has to be more aware in these kind of situations.
Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play. blocking and on the ground here. Headed for the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They are pouring it on now.
Chris, I know the back's going to get a lot of attention for this touchdown, but I was focused on the offensive line. You had 5 guys working as one. Great communication, able to get up to that second level and open things up nicely to allow the back into the end zone.
Extra point knocked right down the middle. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. He stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen. That's good coverage there. And the Georgia Tech offense is back out there. Desperate times here. They need points, and they have to score quickly. Breaks free. They'll tackle him right at the 25-yard line. Final 2 minutes as this offense desperate to get some points here quickly and try to stage a big comeback. A gain makes it 2nd and medium.
All right, offense, keep pushing the ball downfield.
QB keeper all the way. He gets loose. Takes a big shot there from the defense, but moves the sticks. First down.
These quarterbacks today in the college game are so athletic. They can beat you with their arm, obviously. Just when you think you have them figured out, they tuck the ball and go. I'd expect this defense to put in a spy to keep this quarterback from running.
Back to pass. It's King. Looking for his big tight end. Takes the catch downfield. Breaks into the clear. Inside the 20. They finally bring him down, but not before he gets all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Okay, here they go. Big first down, good pickup, and they are off and running.
The quarterback's got it on the option.
Can do, and this quarterback deserves a lot of credit. A great feel of when to pull him and when to give it. This time he keeps it himself for the touchdown. Oh my gosh, Chris, all he had to do is look it in and he drops it. Let's see how that drop ends up affecting him the rest of this game.
Take it to him.
That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. And the offense will just take a knee. It went backwards on first down, so 2nd and long from the 24. And the quarterback just takes a knee. So with the lead secure here, it's time to just take a knee, run out the clock, and plan the victory celebration. Looks like the offense will just take a knee here. This is the kind of result that this